this is the time of year that you get the best of this, the best of that, best films, best music. I know you're going to be shocked, but I'm going to talk to you about the best books. And when I was thinking about putting together this list, I started thinking about, well, how do you even define best? So if I'm a critic, which I'm not, I'm a reader, the definition of best would be that it's beautifully written, that it's brilliantly written, that it's covering a subject in a way it's never been covered before, that it's masterful. I think those things inform what each of us think is the best book, but it doesn't necessarily respond to the state of affairs, where you are in your life, what's going on. Because a book that I might have loved in 2015, I'd read it now and I'd think, I don't even know what you were thinking about. I don't like that book so much. But I am guided by a general principle also, which I read years ago in a book by Calvino called Why Read the Classics. And I love this definition because in many ways I think it epitomizes what books do for us in general. So his definition of a classic are books which exercise a particular influence, both when they imprint themselves on our imagination as unforgettable, and when they hide in the layers of memory disguised as the individuals or the collective unconscious. I love that idea that it's like hiding in your memory and informing how you view things, how you live, how you make decisions, or sometimes just how you're entertained. So when I looked at the list of books that I had, there's some theme, not a total theme, but one theme is I was very attracted to books that revealed a resilience and an ability to come through a really difficult time with a sense of hopefulness. Not hopefulness like fairy tale hopefulness, everything's going to be great, don't worry about it, but a real kind of chiseled, accommodating kind of sense of hopefulness. And so the books on my list that would fall into that category would be Shuggie Bain, which I learned about listening to an interview that he did down at the Miami Book Fair, and it's a fictionalized memoir of a horrific upbringing in Scotland and how he comes through it. Or reading The Splendid and the Vile by Eric Larson, which is a brilliant, oh my God, I love this book that covers Churchill's first year and the Blitz by the Germans over England. And I was reminded of what great leadership is, what a kind of fortitude of an entire country is, how dire those circumstances were. So those would fall into that category. The other category that I found myself attracted to is really not becoming an observer to a different kind of life, but having a writer who could put me in the shoes of another life. So I would really be imbued with that sensibility. And the books I would put in that category were Interior Chinatown, which is written in sort of a screenplay. It's a different format, but it does a brilliant job of making our assumptions about Asians look ridiculous. It's satire, slightly surreal. I really liked how ridiculous I felt about assumptions I realized I had. And then the nonfiction books that sort of don't fall into any category that I loved were Hidden Valley, which is about the Galvin family and their. I'm realizing I'm going on for 5 minutes. Hopefully, we'll be able to upload this video. The book I want to mention quickly. The whole list will be, you know how you know how to click through, will be there. But the fiction book that's sort of old school fiction. I love the characters. I couldn't put it down. Was a book called The End of the Day by Bill Clegg. I love the way he writes. I think he's got a brilliant look at human nature, and I just cared about the characters. I want to know the story. It had an element of mystery. It's about regrets. I love books about regrets. They make me feel better about my own. So look at the whole list, and let me know what book you loved, because I'm curious. I didn't even tell you about the Eleanor biography, which I think is fantastic. She's the person I'd invite to dinners. I didn't tell you about The Biggest Bluff, so you learn really how pathetically you generally make decisions. The great news is there are an astonishing number of great books. So I'll keep writing to you and talking to you about them, but start with this sort of list that has no rhyme nor reason, but they were what I thought were the best books of 2020. So happy reading.